art of the Easter egg.
The art of the Easter egg is that there's do's and don'ts, right? Like I'm never going to plant an Easter egg that ties back to my personal life. It's always going to be towards music or a musical, something I'm coming up with, something I have coming up, a plan I have coming together, something that you don't know I'm saying for a specific reason that you'll hear later and you'll go back and be like, oh my God. Like I think my favorite one of those was I was given an honorary doctorate from NYU and I made the commencement speech and I put so many lyrical Easter eggs in that speech that when the Midnight's album came out after that, the fans were like, the whole speech was an Easter egg.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, that's really fun because they find it fun.
For sure.
And also just, I love numerology. I love math stuff. I love dates. I love that stuff like I find really fun. And I want Easter eggs to be a certain thing where like, if you are a part of the fandom and you want to experience like music in a normal way, then you don't even see these. You don't even care what that thing is above that doorway under that dimly lit flickering light over there that's upside down backwards in Braille. You don't need to know what that is.
I love this. Yeah.
But if you want to look at that,
but if you do,
then it's there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you know,
if you're in the know,
you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then you know.
Let's talk about something I don't know. What is numerology? You threw that phrase out there like that's a comment. What is numerology?
You don't know what numerology is?
I'm
assuming something with numbers.
Yeah, like I'm 87 and she's 13.
Yeah, literally it's that simple. Just numbers.
And 100.
Yeah, 13 plus 87 equals 100. That's numerology. Like
numbers
that have a specific significance. Like, yeah, exactly.
Keep it
like
100?
Do you not keep it 100 ever?
I'm trying to. I attempt to.
It's crazy that you don't.
What numbers do I have?
You're just admitting that like that.
Kylie, I don't know how to do this.
It's okay. It's not for everyone.
My favorite number is 13, though. It always has been. Travis.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's part of the numerology of why we're dating.
Okay.
Part of it.
Okay.
It's been in my life, my whole
life. Travis likes people that like the number 13.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does liking the number 13 say about us, though?
It says that we're family. In trichodectophilia, I think it is the obsession with.
No, man.
With 13.
It's every day, dude. This is every day.
That's a real thing.
You know what that means.
This is every day.
He knows what this means.
Trichodectophilia? So that's the obsession with specifically number 13 or something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, triskaidekaphobia is when you hate 13. Triskaidekaphilia is when you love it.
Philia is love. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I think it was like everybody else was afraid of number 13. So I'm like, yeah,
that's
I like
phobia.
13.
That's phobia.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just being contrarian, which I love. I love that about you.
All right. Well,
you're just like, you want to do this? I'm going to do this.
That's exactly how I sound.
Oh, Jason.
Let's get
Jason.
All right. Favorite thing about the Eras Tour was, besides going to it and just being like this amazed at everything. I think I was on another podcast recently, just like all of the songs, everything you just talked about, where it changes so much, right? There's something new every 20, 30 seconds. It was incredible. The nonstop length of it. But I'm going to be remiss if I don't say one of the things that I loved is watching Travis Kelce get on the stage. The man in the tuxedo.
It was so good. It was so special. That was like, we were like, that came out because we thought we were doing a bit. Like we both thought we were just joking. Because a lot of what we're saying is like inside of a bit and we're laughing the whole time. And every once in a while, one of us will be like, are you serious? Like I could be. I could be serious. Are you serious?
I was serious in terrifying fashion. I was like, yeah.
It was like wouldn't it be funny if kind of thing.
Fun.
Yep.
And
I would try not to fuck this up.
It was
no, the show's perfect. You don't want to fuck the show up, do you, Taylor?
But I knew you were going to be down for. I knew you were, if you wanted to do it. Like, I was never going to pressure you to do it. But the fact that when we were talking about it, we were joking. I saw that little twinkle in your eye where I was like, oh, he wants to do it.
You want me to?
He wants to do it.
He wants to.
Do you want me to go on stage?
Yeah, and you got up there.
I'll do it.
You were so good. Every single beat, his comedic timing is crazy. Like,
It is good.
and when the lights are bright, he slows down time. Like, that's when he.
Well, no, I just black
thrives.
out and hope that it ends out like perfect.
That's you said.
That's
You and I are
just-
saying the same thing.
I did.
He's
I
a big
honestly,
blackout guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I rose from that stage, and I saw how many people
Dude.
are looking at you, and I was just like, blackout.
You looked so good. It was so amazing. Like, it was one of the loudest, if not the loudest screams I've ever heard on the tour.
It was insane.
It really was.
How many, Trev, you played football in some of the biggest stadiums you've been in
there's
front.
nothing
People have
like
been staring
this.
at your whole life.
There's
What
nothing
was
like
that
this.
moment like?
There's nothing like this.
Were you
I felt
nervous?
like an ant.
Were
I
you
felt
nervous?
like the smallest piece of life ever. Like that entire stadium, the floor.
Like, what are all these people doing on the field?
Holy, I didn't know this place felt like this. Oh my gosh. What is going on? I have to pick her up now. Okay, here we go. Don't drop her. Just don't drop her.
Don't drop the
So
baby.
funny
Don't drop the
that
baby.
you were actually scared about that. You could like throw me over a mountain and like climb
I
the
don't-
mountain and
listen,
catch me on the other
listen.
side. Like,
Football players drop balls all the time. So this is not a
oh my God, it was so good. It was London. It was Wembley Stadium. It was.
Yep.
Those were such special shows. And we had just wasn't this the week that I got to watch Jason meet the royal family?
It was.
It was.
Yeah, I knew you were serious when I was like, Jason, do you want to go meet?
And he was like,
and
what do I do with my beer?
Yeah, I watched him have this moment with his beer where he's just like, but I want to take it, but I know that I probably should not take it.
That's right.
I watched this happen, and it was kind of the most
What do I
amazing.
do when I meet?
I like that you picked up on it because that was exactly what was going
Yeah,
to
if
my
I
head.
don't have my beer, what do I do with this hand now?
Is it
like-
disrespectful to have a beer when you need royalty?
Or am I just like being authentic by having the beer? I would normally have the beer. Wouldn't they want me to be myself? I'm watching you say that in your head.
Yep.
And it was fantastic. I don't know. I'll always remember that. I was just like, I'll always remember meeting you for the first time, Jason.
Do we need to talk about that? That time I did hold on to my beer.
You did.
What was, I guess you brought it up. What was that first impression like? Did you know I was told to be on my best behavior?
I didn't know what you were told, but I did know that one of the first things I saw was like, you say to Kylie, I was just shotgunning beers with the Bills Mafia, and I really want to go through one of the fire tables.
Yep.
I want to jump through it. I want to jump onto the flaming table. And she goes, okay, can we not do that right now?
Yeah, guy.
And since then, I've heard her say that exact thing to your 4-year-old. About like, mommy, I want to throw this pudding on the wall. Wouldn't that be fun? Can we not do it right now?
That's a
Jason?
common phrase for...
And so I meet you. You're exactly as I thought you would be. Kylie is exactly as I thought she would be. Just like the realest, the smartest, the coolest. You're fantastic. Obviously, you know that. And then I swear to God, Jason, you flew through the window at light speed. I've never seen someone so big move so fast.
It's impressive.
It's like, you know when you see a cricket and it's here?
Yeah.
And then it's gone, and it's 16 feet that way. You're like, did it just jump that way? How did it do that?
And he gets more athletic the more
beers. I mean, it's real.
It was wild.
I really should have played in the NFL drunk. I think it would have been better.
You know what? Not no. At this point, I would never argue with that. And all of a sudden, like, you're out there in the snow. You're handing me children through the window. Like,
I was trying to. That
it's
was
fully
not my best moment.
It was. And like, I think it actually was. And I'm
She's
really
like,
grateful.
Taylor. I was like, you want to see Taylor? I got you. Let's go.
We're going.
Whose kid is that, Jason?
Don't know.
You know where this kid came from? But yeah, it was. I think it was your best moment, and I think I'm very lucky to have gotten to see it. I love this like new world that Travis has shown me because I really, it's so fun. It's so exciting. there's so much pressure on these players that I kind of was like, I've only ever been in music and been like, you know, seeing that, but the pressure on sports is just such a different type that I have such a respect for everyone. Like everyone I meet on his team, like everyone I see doing this, I'm just like, you've been focused on this since you were a kid, and it shows.
Well, and I'm sure there's a lot of relatability there. Anybody trying to be the best at what they do and dedicating their lives to it. I mean, yeah.
And I've been so lucky because I never have gotten to see what the suite looks like when I play the game.
Because they didn't have a camera
I never
on
get
it.
to see my friends and family. I never get. So now whenever I make a play, I get to see it, what it actually looks like, how much fun they're having, what, you know, the type of support that I get and how crazy it gets. So the Vegas Super Bowl, there was a camera on the suite, and when Nicole scored that touchdown, and to see everybody in that suite start jumping on each other.
People are body slamming each other into other rooms. It was so violent.
It's giving me the chills right now.
Everybody.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
That video
to get everybody going crazy.
People
like
went down. Like there were people punching each other. It was like absolute chaos. And like I have every memory of that. Like every memory of that moment is intact, but it's just like screaming and thrashing around and trying not to be taken down by this undertow of your friends going absolutely apeshit.
I loved every bit of it.
Oh, it was so insane.
I mean, the suite that is the Travis Kelce suite that has been happening. What was your first impression of that? Of everybody in there? Who's the MVP of the suite? Who's the MVP of the suite?
Okay, so he's got, which is an incredible, like a huge green flag, is that Travis has had the same friends since he's probably 4 years old.
Yes.
Literally.
And he's incredibly good at maintaining friendships, and he's so loyal, and his friends are equally loyal, and they're just the funniest, most hilarious group of people.
Yeah, and you want to talk about green flags. The first game she went to, the Bears game, she literally went through the front door of the stadium.
Yeah, we walked right in.
Just right in, like general admission?
Through general admission, through with everybody on the bus to the game.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, oh, she's just in it. Yeah. She's down for the ride. She's here for the fun. She's like, I'll fucking go. I'll go through the mud. I'll be a part of Chiefs Kingdom.
Like, if this is where we walk in, this is where we walk in. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have an alternative. I'm like, we just played here 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And we went a different way, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to backseat drive this shit.
What was that like? What were people doing?
I remember using, like, Ross was like, Ross is so tall and so broad that it's like that helps a lot. And then just you have a lot of other just like big bulky dudes that you're friends with. Yeah. Yep. Green flag, not threatened by other guys.
That's right. At all.
I was walking in I had a hat on and I had a mask on, and I'm walking in just in the front. We're walking in with thousands of people in Arrowhead, and nobody noticed.
Oh my gosh.
There were rumors that we had been seeing each other, but I think people were like,
remember that. Yeah.
What would they talk about?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I hinted on the Pat McAfee show that I was going to see if you would be willing to come see me rock the stage at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Since I've seen you make the stadium.
But nobody was like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna see her there, and we're gonna see her coming in through general admission.
No way this guy landed her. No chance. Hey. No chance that whole podcast thing worked.
I didn't believe it when you told me.
You manifested it.
I did, yes.
You summoned me. Here I am.
Andy Reid has recently revealed that he was the one who set you guys up. How true is this revelation by Big Red?
Whatever Andy Reid says, we're going to stand by.
We're not going to refute anything.
He says it.
Cupid,
that's what happened.
Big Red. It's all the same.
That's what happened. He's been friends with my dad. My dad is the most social man who's ever been born.
Shout out to Scott.
I was about to say, who's not friends with Scott?
He's just a maniac. He will make a friend in an airport in 1971, have a 5-minute conversation, and still be talking to that dude twice a week now. But he's like that with everyone he meets. Like he's able to have very many, very meaningful relationships. And it's a skill.
It's a talent.
Yeah.
It is a mind-boggling talent that I've only known him to have.
Yeah. He's a savant.
It is impressive.
He's a savant. Social savant, my dad. And so he knows Andy, and Andy's been coming to shows for years and stuff like that. So I've always had like a really positive vibe about Andy Reid. Yeah. I didn't really know what the sports were that he was doing, but I knew that was my dad's friend, Andy Reid.
You knew he was really good.
I now know he is literally the most iconic, legendary coach of all time. Yeah, and like from the way that you talk about him, his leadership style is I respect it so much.
Right.
Because I feel like it's done without like aggression or raising your voice or losing your composure. It's all very composed and focused.
Can happen.
He will rip you apart for sure.
But not in
you got to be really like
but I feel like
the plays he's calling.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, but it's not done. It's not overdone, right? Like if you get it from him, you deserve it, and you're gonna shape up.
Exactly.
That's what I heard from
you. And there's validity to it. There's such a genuine like want to get better that him getting you to like do it the right way is it's like a disciplinary thing. It's just like he wouldn't be doing it unless he saw the greatness in you or he saw your ability to get it right, and he wouldn't be doing it this way if it was any other way, if that makes sense.
It does. There's a lot of heart.
Yeah, there's a stoicism too, which makes the heart when he shows it to you, and I think this is what you're kind of saying, Taylor. He's so like composed and so like locked in, and then all of a sudden when he does show that little bit of like warmth, it's like, oh, there's that teddy bear. I see him.
Yeah, he's funny. He's cheeky.
Yeah, and then
but it's like everything has a reason. Like everything is very like intentional. He's like, I feel like he like coaches and lives in a very intentional way, which I think is really awesome. And it's just like a great leadership style.
Yeah, there's a layer of trust and there's a layer of like discipline where you're going to have some fun playing for him, but you're going to know when you got to flip that switch to be serious and be on point and do it his way. He says it all the time. He's got 51%. I was like, all right. Whatever you say, boss.
I always feel like when you lose your shit, you lose your leadership,
Yeah, for sure.
It's just kind of something I've always kind of tried to administer in what I'm doing. But he's a huge role model for that, of how he motivates people and how he does so without flying off the handle, and is just very focused on what the right thing is at the right moment.
Yep. So so did Andy tell Scott something? Is that what I'm trying to? What did Andy say to Scott?
I mean, okay, so when you guys did the full send on the podcast,
yes,
there was a full send,
and he was like, "You want to date me?" And everybody heard it. It was the shooting your shot heard around the world.
Yes.
Basically, everyone who likes you, which is a lot of people, started reaching out to everyone who knows me.
There we go.
I think it was like Andy was vouching for you. I think it was my relatives, my cousins were like, please, please, please. He's amazing. There were friends that were like, he's actually an amazing guy. Like, he's so great. There was a lot of kind of people whispering in my ear about you. And I actually, that's not normal. Like, it's not normal. There are people just willing to go to bat for you and be like, you don't understand. This guy's incredible.
Well, Andy, well done.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
And Scott. Everything. And Scott, thank you.
There we go, Scott. Speaking of which, how's Scott doing? He's doing good?
So he is doing incredibly well. My dad had an interesting summer. He actually had a quintuple bypass surgery, and that's a really intense surgery.
Yeah.
So it all happened really quick. He went in. I know he would want me to say this because he really he learned a lot through this process. He's had a healthy, perfect EKG every year that he's gone in to get his physicals.
Yeah.
Perfect EKG.
Yeah.
But what found his 5 hard blockages in his heart was a resting stress test. So he's been telling all his friends, you need to get the stress test because that's what's actually preventative. If you can find that earlier, you don't have to have a bypass surgery. You can sort out those blockages with stents and things that are a lot less invasive. So he finds out that he's got these blockages. They're like, we got to do this like tomorrow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, like, we don't know how you walked in here, dude. This is crazy. So he was, of course, saying to our family, he was like, you guys are busy. I don't want you guys to have to like come in here. Like, you and Austin are busy. Like, just you don't have to do this. Like, don't
come. The brave
dad,
the strong dad that,
right.
he said something about like when a cat is injured, it curls up around a tree and heals itself. I was like, Dad, cats don't have quintuple bypass surgery.
He tried to relate.
That's wild. You're just saying stuff now. That doesn't mean anything to me. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to come there.
Yeah.
All right. Like, so he wakes up from surgery and it's my mom, my brother, and me and his best friend. And he comes out of surgery and he did like a comedy set for like 15 minutes. He was the funniest he's ever been, and he's usually really funny. But he's like, we didn't know how many blockages he had, and I was like, Dad, you had a quintuple bypass. You had 5. That's crazy. It's more than we thought. And he's like, well, you see, I come from a very competitive family. And it was kind of wild because it was very parent-child reversal. Yeah. In a lot of ways. Like my brother and my mom and I were each taking shifts in the ICU and staying with him 24/7. And I remember when I was a teenager, my parents would the big fight we always had is I'd sneak my cell phone into my room and be talking to my best friend Abigail under the covers all night. And they'd be like, you have a test tomorrow. You need to rest. We're taking your phone, whatever. Yeah. I'd get to the hospital. My brother will have done the night shift. And he's like, Tay, you got to take his phone. I caught him FaceTiming his friends all night. He needs his rest. He needs to be sleeping. He's FaceTiming all night.
It's like one of the main things you need is you need your body to just like
recover.
And I'm like, I'm not taking his phone. He'll get mad. He's like, I'm not taking his phone. You got to be the one to take his phone. I'm like, I'm not doing it. My mom's like, I don't want to do it. My mom. So we're just like, it's like we've got we've got to take our teenage son's phone away from him because he's FaceTiming all night. He came out of surgery, tried to give guitar picks to all the nurses and doctors, but he wasn't wearing pants, didn't have pockets, hospital gown. You know, I'm having these moments where I'm like, this dude built play sets and swing sets and cribs for me. I'm building his shower chair and his walker and his like bed that goes like this. Like, it's just surreal, man. And you're like, you know, we just all moved in with him for the whole summer pretty much. And just, you know, because you can't really walk on your own. We had a little harness for my dad, just like walking dad on his harness. And he was like the loveliest patient ever. He just kept saying thank you over and over again. So
guy was full of life, man.
Yeah.
He was appreciative that he caught it.
And he still is.
Yeah. You know it.
We had the FaceTime with him last time we were together, and I was like, he hasn't changed a bit. This guy's still freaking got the energy going. Yeah. So like Trav was hanging with him the other day and he was like, so sweetie, he says he's at 75%. And if this is 75%, I'm truly terrified of him.
To give you the update, I'm probably at 85 to 90% now. So we still got a month though.
Yeah. So my dad's like, new arteries, new me. My mom just got a new knee.
New knee.
There we go. New knees.
She's doing great. She's scampering around. We're not quite at scampering yet, but she's doing great.
She's up and moving around.
Yeah, this was just like the summer of my parental upgrades. Like we're just upgrading the parents, making sure that they live to be at least 186 years old.
Huge.
Because they're two of my best friends and I just adore them. And it was actually one of the most special things that's ever happened to me. Like spending all that time with them this summer and getting to like, you have those long talks that you don't have when it's like a small concentrated period of time. This is when I learned to do the sourdough, right? My parents' friend Tina sends over a loaf.
Shout out Tina.
That's my girl.
I love you. Thank you, Tina.
Sends over like the best loaf of bread I've ever had in my life. To call it bread feels really honestly sort of like
it's gold.
Sort of like minimizing what this was,
it's
right?
Day gold.
So I'm like, I need to know how to do this. I go over to Tina's house. She teaches me how to do it. She gives me some of her starter. Life is never the same. Okay. All these things are happening in Florida. Travis is doing his training. He's like, look at him.
In Florida.
Look at him. And he's so fast and he jumps so high. So this was our Florida summer.
That's what it is.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's one hell of a drug.
Really Florida'd it up.
Florida. Yeah, no doubt. All right. How many people have come up to you guys and talking about or spoken about how much they've appreciated you being a part of the Chiefs and like their daughters all of a sudden being into sports? Because I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much you guys get it, how much the game has grown.
It definitely feels like a lot of people say that to us, which is really kind because there was never a thought in either of our heads that was going to be
I had no idea. That was a pleasant surprise. Seeing all the little girls in the stands at games, and you could see a proud father right there standing next to him. It's definitely been fun to see that surprise.
You know, I think a lot of the women and girls, maybe they like watched one game to see me cheer on my boyfriend or whatever. But if they stayed, which is what people are saying based on the numbers, that's because the game is so great and it's such an amazing, interesting thing to learn about.
I will say it was cool to see the comparison of it all, because the way she runs her tour, her show, her like team and everything like that is very like team friendly. There are similarities in terms of her athleticism.
Yeah.
What she's doing for 3 hours.
I mean, listen, I was screaming. I was screaming for 40 seconds during the intro, and I'm out of breath.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the preparation it takes to get there. We can work on that.
I got a whole regimen for you.
Okay,
we'll get you on the tour prep. It'll be great.
Perfect.
The goals that you set for yourself to achieve, like it's very like there are some similarities that I thought you found like, I don't know, like fascinating that you kind of have that same regimen going into stuff. And I thought that was fun for me to at least see when I saw you on tour and saw how much of a team you guys were.
On paper, like we actually kind of have a very similar job. Like our job is to entertain people for 3+ hours in NFL stadiums. And it's like,
it's
like when I'm there, it's called a dressing room. When Travis is there, it's called a locker room.
Yep,
for me, it's called a rehearsal. For him, it's called a practice. For him, it's called his coach. For me, it's my mom.
Yeah.
So there will be times for like game versus show, right? I'll be like, baby, how was the show? Game. How was the rehearsal? The practice. Field, stage, they're the same thing. We just call them different things.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
true.
It was cool to see the comparisons and how kind of, I don't know, both aligned. And how hard she works in the gym. We've been to the gym like numerous times, and she works harder than me every time.
That's not true. That's crazy. You can like squat lift a car.
Okay.
He's just saying words.
That's just genetic.
He's just saying
baby.
words.
That's
one
Kelce
rep.
genes.
That's one rep. This is what people
I can
forget.
stretch more.
One
That's
rep
what I can do more.
Yeah.
Listen, I've heard about we've talked about the treadmill walk-in while you're doing the whole show and like all of it. We can't walk for 4 hours. Kevin, when's the last time you walked for 4 hours, Travis?
I've never even tried that. I'm not stupid enough to try something like that. You kidding me? My knees would be shredded.
Oh my God.
So one of the other things that's been crazy to witness is just the media attention, right? Like I think you play in the NFL,
attention?
you think Travis
on the two of us.
Yes. Okay. The media attention on your guys' relationship, on the amount of people that talk about it constantly, the theories that are out there, of which I am probably way too invested in. How do you guys handle all of the noise and chatter about everything that's going on in both of your lives?
We don't really. I don't see a lot of things. I'm of the firm belief that like, if you're basing your if you're getting your feedback from the internet or from comments and stuff, like I just really think that like anything you feed your brain, it will internalize. Anything you feed the internet, it will kill.
Yeah.
I've been in the music industry for 20 years. It's pretty hard to hurt my feelings at this point.
She's a pro, and it took me a little while to be a pro about it. I think initially, and there's still some like wacko theories from the beginning that I was very like, oh no, like how is she handling this? I don't like the last thing I wanted to do is screw this up. Yeah. So I'm like, in my mind is like her being so calm, cool, collected, and so just real and understanding about everything that's going on really made me grow up real fast in that aspect of things.
But also I think the fact that you genuinely find a lot of online discourse to be truly hilarious.
Absolutely.
And hilarious. That changes things for me because
discourse and truth.
Find the humor in it. Find the humor in it.
If he's seeing things and he thinks it's funny and it doesn't even affect his day at all, like that's really completely bled into the way that I metabolize these things. It's at a point where like something can be about me, like my name can be in the actual headline and it can still be none of my business.
Okay.
Like, people might be out here doing too much.
Just shaking ass.
Doesn't mean I have to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
we live in such a social media moment where a lot of people's identities and they get their feedback from that, right? Like, and I'm a real constructive criticism guy. Like, give me constructive criticism all day. I will take it.
Coach me up.
It'll fuel
She's
me.
an athlete, dude.
It's helpful, right? But I have so many like friends or acquaintances or people where like, they'll see one comment they don't like,
right,
and it will ruin their day. It'll ruin their night. Like, and I just want to say to them, like, you should think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it.
Yep.
Like, not everyone has invested in you in order to be able to have the capital for you to care about this.
Right.
Because like what you spend your energy on, that's the day.
And it's so true.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter where you were. Like, maybe you went to go get coffee today. Maybe you saw friends today. If you were obsessing over one thing that you saw, like you literally like saw some guy call you mid, and and you can't stop thinking about it.
No, he did not.
You can't stop thinking about it, dude. That's the day then. That's the night then. And so I've been able to sort of mediate a really healthy relationship with not seeing a whole lot.
To what you just said too, and social media expounds all this, because everybody knows if they say one thing, but all of a sudden if they put Taylor Swift attached to it, it's going to get 1,000 more retweets and likes and hate comments or love comments or whatever. It's going to stir up tons of controversy.
Totally.
And I get this way all the time, where I just recently like went into the facility with Cam Jurgens, and something was happening like in the social media world that I was like, why are people like upset at this person? This is bullshit, yada, yada. And Cam just hit me with like, are they really though? Or did just one person say something? Because I used to get the same way, where I'd get upset. And then it took me like, actually, nobody really gives a shit about this.
Jason's early Twitter years. Oh, baby.
Oh, my God.
Oh, baby. He had to get off. He had to literally step away.
It hit me right between the eyes.
Because he would respond to, I wouldn't say everybody, but he wasn't shy of letting people know how he felt on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. No,
based off of their comments. It was honestly, Philadelphia, you guys know this, it was a treat. And it's become a treat again. Now that he's back on, because you'll have a friendly conversation.
Twitter used to be like a different thing, right? Like, you remember Twitter. You're like, I fed a squirrel ate a piece of bread. Didn't know they ate bread
I need
like
to get
that.
Back on
Straight
Twitter.
Smashed it.
Now that there's autocorrect, I need to get back on Twitter.
Used to be, right? I'm like, I need a pair of scissors to open these scissors. Like, we're just thinking things, right? It's like a different thing now. And it's kind of about like, information is power, I guess, unless all of your information is geared towards you thinking that everything is about you. Because, you know, not everyone is ever thinking about one person all the time at any point. It's just like, if your algorithm is giving you either criticisms of yourself or adulation or praise, you're creating an ecosystem in which you're the centerpiece of the table. And I just don't think that's healthy. Like, that's not the way I want to move through the world. So I do detach from the internet in a huge way. Like, I'm just not, I have had my comments disabled on Instagram for like 10 years now. Yeah. And it's very smart. I don't miss it.
Yeah. I found that out after the Eras tour. Comments were going to be the first way.
Dude, the problem is I get so mad, I then go and look at all the other comments, and then Twitter just feeds me more.
And dude, you're on like Reddit.
It's like, so we saw that you like this.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, I don't know what this is, but get it out of my office. It's on fire.
Yeah.
My business is making music and taking care of my fans, and I have ways of monitoring what they want from me and how best to entertain them, which is my job.
Yeah.
And everything else, I'm just sort of like, it's not my business. I have actual business that I need to run. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if we just talked about what people said about our relationship? Yeah. Because if we talked about that, that would be all we talked about, because there's so much chatter. It's like, we're busy having an actual relationship.
I want to hear sourdough bread puns.
Yeah. And you will.
Thank
that's
you.
A promise.
All right. Let's get to the part of this show that I think is what everybody is going to be talking about.
Do I get to say it? Do I get to say? I get to say the two words. Yes.
Well, I think we were going to try and
This is
First
what
of all, you can do whatever you want, Taylor. We're not going to review. This is very
I
much
want to
whatever.
work within the framework of the podcast. I'm a fan of the podcast.
Typically, we would allow the guest to say new news.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But with Zach Brown, we had another bit that we did. I don't know if you saw.
I don't know if we can get
harmonized.
back to this. I forgot everything that Zach taught me already.
All right, let's just let the expert take care of this.
Okay, I wanted
Taylor.
to scream it.
Taylor,
just Travis style. Do you want me to start it or echo it?
I think Taylor has a little bit of new news.
Yay! She's a natural. She's a natural.
It was as fun as I thought it was going to be. Oh, it was everything. It was everything and more.
We did talk about Easter eggs earlier.
Yeah.
And at the very last Eras tour, you didn't take the lift. You did not. You went upstage and exited through an orange door. Why did you change the ending?
So I'm happy you mentioned that.
I was about to say, Jason,
did you see that the fans noticed this? Because I was pretty proud of them for noticing that.
They noticed
I was surfing the internet and saw something.
Yeah. So that was, I was pretty happy that they noticed that. I was like, trained them well. So basically every night of the Eras tour,
they know everything happens with a reason. Taylor's a planner. She's not just a random orange door.
Eggs everywhere. Just eggs everywhere.
What's happening there? Why? Anyway, so I would leave the stage every night going down the elevator lift. That's how every single Eras show ended except for the last one, where I exited through a door, an orange door to be specific. And
orange.
That actually was an Easter egg. Basically, the reason why I chose to exit that way is because I kind of wanted to give a little subliminal hint to the fans that I may be leaving the Eras Tour era, but I was also entering
a new era.
A new
orange
era. So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
a briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album.
We got TS12, baby.
This is my brand new album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Love it.
It was something that I was working on while I was in Europe on the Eras tour.
So while you were on tour?
I was working. I would be on tour.
How on earth did she do this on the tour is still blowing my mind.
I just love it. I just love it a lot. I love music. I would be playing shows. I'd do like 3 shows in a row. I'd have 3 days off. I'd fly to Sweden, go back to the tour, and actually like working on this. I was physically exhausted at this point in the tour, but I was so mentally stimulated and so excited to be creating. Oh, and wow. This is...
And literally living the life of a showgirl.
I was.
While she wrote it.
That's why I called it that. Nailed it. So, do you want to see the back cover?
I would love to see all of it, yes.
The back cover is where we find the 12 tracks for my 12
tracks.
12th
Bangers.
album. So we got all...
What are they?
So we got track 1, The Fate of Ophelia.
Okay.
Track 2.
Go ahead. I was going to say, do you know what Fate of Ophelia is?
Okay, keep going.
Hamlet?
I don't want to get Jason all riled up. Yeah. So we can just go through the track.
Okay. Yeah.
Track 2, Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay.
You know who Elizabeth Taylor is?
You better.
I'm just kind of following along.
Okay. All right.
Track 3, Opalite.
Opalite.
You know what opalite is, Jason?
Why can we stop asking me?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done asking Jason things.
He's like, I hate this structure
of
the conversation.
A lot about this album, and I'm excited.
Okay.
Track 4, Father Figure.
Father Figure. All right.
Track 5, Eldest Daughter.
Okay.
Track 6, Ruin the Friendship.
Ooh.
Track 7, Actually Romantic.
Actually Romantic.
Track 8,
I wonder who that
Wish List with $2 signs as the S's. Just thought I'd point that out. Grammatical flourish. Track 9, Wood.
Wood. Nice.
Track 10, Canceled, but it's in all caps with an exclamation point at the end.
Oh, that's a banger.
Track 11, Honey.
Honey.
And can you do drum roll? Last track, track 12. The title track, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter! That's awesome.
So that's
Look
that.
at this.
Yeah. And so
That's
then we got
That is a showgirl.
we got this orange vinyl
And it's orange.
here. Yeah, it is. And it's sparkly.
Entering a new
Look how
era.
sparkly.
It's very nice.
So what is the significance of the color orange? Why orange?
I've just always liked it, Jason. It really
So it's
feels
not-
like, I don't know.
Okay.
It feels like kind of energetically how my life has felt. And this album is about what was going on behind the scenes in my inner life during this tour, which was so exuberant and electric and vibrant. And, you know, one of the things about this record is like, it's a record I made with my mentor, Max Martin, and Shellback. And the three of us have made some of my favorite songs that I've ever done before.
Which ones, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they were my main collaborators on the Red album. We did We Are Never Getting Back Together, I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style, Wildest Dreams.
Oh, hell yes.
You know, ready for it.
So that's the energy we're
Delicate.
going with. Yes, I understand why it's orange now. Okay.
So yeah, we've made songs that I'm so proud of.
There's going to be some fucking bangers. Yes, I'm picking it up.
Dude,
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
telling
that.
you, it's
Yeah,
12.
it's like that. And so basically, we've never actually made an album before where it's just the three of us. There's no other collaborators. It's just the three of us making a focused album where, I mean, it felt like catching lightning in a bottle, honestly.
Yeah.
We hadn't worked together in like 7 or 8 years, and
This feeds.
they're just
awesome.
there's something about them. These guys, they're just geniuses in different avenues, in different ways. And we kind of, I'm going to put it down.
Oh, sure.
I've just
hold it.
never, like this, today's the first day I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, so Travis is just going to cradle it the whole time.
Don't drop the baby.
I will not drop this baby.
So it's like working with them again was absolutely incredible. And actually, when I was on tour in Stockholm, I had Max Martin come out to the show, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I just feel like we could just knock it out of the park if we went back in and we did this all in Sweden, and it was just us three. Like, I essentially said to him, I want to be as proud of an album as I am of the Eras tour, and for the same reasons, you know?
Okay.
And he was like, do you understand what kind of pressure that is?
Yeah, I was about to say, that is okay.
I was like, yeah.
Why
like,
would you? Yeah, we can try.
let's
So
go.
your entire
do this.
career? Got it. Yeah, we can do that in one album.
Let's do it.
Well,
And
okay.
so it's like, you know, I spent time in the time that we were off doing different projects, and he and Shellback were doing different things, and I was making albums that were a little bit more esoteric, like folklore.
She's so hot when she says these big words.
You know what esoteric
I
means.
know, it's for a specific following.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
So he knows what that means. He
What does
pretends he doesn't
esoteric
know what
mean?
these words mean, but he knows what they
Esoteric
mean.
means for a specific following, like a specific genre of people.
He knows what it means.
Okay.
He
I don't know that.
does like a pretty, I don't know what it means thing, but he knows all the words and he knows what they mean.
I don't know
And he may
anything.
not have read Hamlet, but I explained it to him. So he
Okay,
knows what
there we
happened.
go.
Don't tell my middle school English teacher I didn't read Hamlet.
So
Because I definitely was supposed to.
Spark notes.
It's all right. I watched The Lion King.
All right.
see, he knows what Hamlet is.
Wait, Lion King is based off of Hamlet?
Yes.
Jason, your Reddit searches need to be more focused on
We need to
relevant
get, we need to
things.
get,
Okay.
we need your relationship with the internet to be like a little bit purer.
Don't I got
not
the
pure.
algorithm. I got the
My
algorithm.
My
I'll
relationship
send
with
you
the
it.
if
I'll
we're
send
talking
it. I'll
about,
s-
my relationship with the internet is bad. It is it's about as bad as it can get.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I was like, I made a few records that were a bit more like specific in their sound or whatever, like Folklore, Evermore. Those were a little bit more like alt folk kind of leaning, and just kind of exploring and trying to challenge myself as a writer. And I feel like both Max and Shellback did that too in their own ways, going out into the world. And by the time we came back together, I feel like we had so much more dexterity to what we do. And it's almost like we'd all grown up so much. Like Shellback and I were both in our early 20s when we started working together, the three of us. And so it was very much like we were the ingenues and Max was the mentor. And this was the time where it felt like all three of us in the room were carrying the same weight as creators. And
So
it
cool.
was really special. It like meant the world to me to have this creative experience where like we knew that we had to bring the best ideas we've ever had.
Yeah.
And I also know the pressure I'm putting on this record by saying that, but I don't care because I love it that much. And
Confident.
I'm so proud of it. And it just comes from like the most infectiously joyful, wild, dramatic place I was in my life.
Yeah.
And so that effervescence has come through on this record. And like, as you said, bangers. And we were just like, there's no other songs coming. It's not like with Torture Poets Department, I was like, here's a data dump of everything I've thought, felt,
there's a lot of songs on that one.
In 2 or 3 years. Here's 31 songs. This is 12. There's not a 13th. There's not a 4th. There's not other ones coming. This is the record I've been wanting to make for a very long time.
I love it. I love this so much. Where do we start? I don't know where to start. You gave us a lot of information right there.
I know. We didn't tell Jason that we were doing this.
No,
I just
Jason
said, like, can I go on the podcast because Brad Pitt did it and I want to do it too.
And Jason was like, yes, I mean, we can make that happen.
That seems like a valid reason.
The request or the ask from either one of us was never going to come. I don't know why I would never ask you. I don't know. Yeah, Brandon still hates me because I never asked you. But I think this is way better.
We waited
now.
till I had some stuff to say, I think.
There we go.
You know, I was waiting till I had like a sparkly briefcase to bring. I needed props. It took a long time to put that into production.
So,
well, it is finished. And do you want to tell everybody when it's coming out?
It comes out October 3rd.
October 3rd.
This album comes out October 3rd. It's easy to remember. It's 10/3.
10/3.
Still annoying. It is also your birthday week.
We got Wyatt October 2nd. We got you October 5th. And then we got Mom October 9th. So this is a good month.
Yeah, I picked a good month.
It's going to be a good week.
You know, all these Libras
10/3, 13.
The Opal birthstones.
I'm picking up this numerology. There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
See, I knew you.
Never not annoying. Always going to
coachable.
Always going to try to force a 13 into the situation. And this one was right there. It was just right there. For the photos, there are a lot more photos in this, and there's a poem in this, and basically I love the photography so much that I don't want to show it right now because I want to keep some mystery going.
Love it.
Because that's, you know,
Half
just fun to have things to still discover.
Yeah.
But the photos are done by Mert and Marcus, who are two of my favorite photographers. The last time and the only time I worked with them for an album cover shoot was with Reputation, with that album, and I loved what they did with those photos, so I called them up for this one, and I'm so happy with the way that the photos came out for this one. And it just basically was like, I was so proud of the music and so excited about this project from a creative standpoint that I was just like, all hands on deck, we're going all out. This is a full send. Like, I care about this record more than I can even overstate.
It's so much fun. And I mean, I understand what she's saying. I've been fortunate enough to hear every single song on here, so I know they're all 12 bangers. Yeah. It's a lot more upbeat, and it's a lot more like fun pop, like excitement. And I think that's a completely I think it's a complete 180 from a lot of the songs on Torture Poets for sure.
Oh yeah.
And it's just,
life is more upbeat.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It probably, do you find that your albums mimic everything that's happening in your personal life?
Yeah, definitely.
Your genres that you've done are like so wide spanning between like country, pop, and then like it can get, I don't even know, Torture Poets was like so cathartic. It felt like for you probably to write those songs and to release all that.
Definitely. And it was like, I have different goals with different albums. And Torture Poets Department, my goals were strictly lyrical. Like, I
felt
love
like every song was a poem.
Oh, and I love that album so much from that perspective. That was strictly what I was trying to accomplish there, was just really a full catharsis. And I loved to embrace the mess of writing from that perspective, of the rawness of that. This, I have a totally different set of goals. I always try to do something completely different if that's what I'm feeling at the moment. And I was feeling a complete pivot at this point in time. And I wanted the album to feel the way my life felt. And this completely matches the way that my life has felt. And I also wanted it to be just, every single song is on this album for hundreds of reasons. You know, and and you couldn't take one out and it be the same album. You couldn't add one and it's just right. And that focus and that kind of discipline with creating an album and keeping the bar really high is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I tend to love to write lots and lots of music. So it's a temptation to release lots of music.
Sure.
I wanted to do an album that was so focused on quality and on the theme and everything fitting together like a perfect puzzle, that these 12 songs for my 12th album, I feel like we achieved that. And I'm really happy about that.
So you mentioned a couple of things there. First, what is the theme of the album, if you would describe it as one like theme, if that's possible?
I would say it's everything that was going on behind the curtain.
Okay. And then what are the goals? You said something like what would be like your main goals with this album?
My main goals were melodies that were so infectious that you're almost angry at it. And lyrics that are just as vivid, but crisp and focused and completely intentional.
Check.
So it's like, I feel like we actually came together in a really beautiful way, the three of us, Shellback, Max, and I, where we had a conversation about how Max was like, I loved folklore. I loved the storytelling on folklore. I don't want that to change. Like, just because we're making these infectious anthems, like, I don't want you to leave that behind. And I was like, I don't think I couldn't if I tried. So at this point, I
got some stuff to say.
I'm married to that kind of writing, you know? And so it was really amazing that we were able to, without doing too much overthinking, we were able to get in there, and it was just ideas flying. And all of these ideas were like, we've been waiting years to come back together and make this project. It felt really
You are going to move. You are. This album is going to make you dance.
October 3rd? Do I have to wait till October 3rd?
Yes, you do, Jason.
Yeah.
God damn it! This is unfair.
We don't trust you at all.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, smart. I completely get it. The artwork. How do you settle on a front piece of like artwork for an album?
This represents the end of my night.
Okay.
Right? So like when I'm on tour, I have the same day every single day. It's another reason why we have a very similar life. His game days are the same days every day. His practice days are the same every day. His meetings, his schedule. My show days are the same every single day. I just happen to be in a different city. Yeah. And my day ends with me in a bathtub, not usually in a bedazzled dress.
Sure. Well, it's got to be, it's on the front of an album.
We try to keep it decent, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of like glamorize all the different aspects of how that tour felt. And that's how that felt, to like be at the end of the night when all this has gone down. You won't be able to get to bed till 4 a.m. after this, but you had to jump through 50.
Taylor Swift made her first ever podcast appearance and went all in, opening up about her relationship, career, and connection with fans in one go. Usually guarded about her personal life and with only Kelce's side of the story out until now, this was the first time Swift shared her version. She revealed the wild romantic gesture that made her fall for the Chiefs' tight end and detailed how Kelce went about making his feelings everyone's problem. She said she never thought he was crazy. Instead, he ended up fulfilling one of her teenage dreams she used to write about. Taylor Swift opens up about her love story with Travis Kelce. On her surprise debut on the New Heights podcast, hosted by Travis and his brother Jason, the singer joked that she actually owes her relationship to the show. "This podcast got me a boyfriend," she said, adding how Kelce first tried to meet her during her Kansas City stop on the Eras tour in 2023. Back then, Travis didn't get a meet and greet pass and, according to Taylor, threw a man tantrum about it. During the segment, Swift kept joking about her beau's failed attempts to meet her, saying, "It was such a wild romantic gesture to be like, I wanna date you. This dude didn't get a meet and greet, and he's making it everyone's problem. That's what I thought at first." Swift added that despite all his attempts, he never reached out to her management for the date, but came to the concert with Patrick Mahomes and thought knowing the elevator lady would somehow get him to her dressing room. "When this podcast came out, I was like, did he ever reach out to be, like, in the tents, or did we know he was in the building?" she said. Like it's 1973, Swift laughed. He also wanted to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. At first, she thought, if this guy isn't crazy, and that's a big if, this is exactly the kind of thing I've been writing about since I was a teenager. Comparing the gesture to an 80s John Hughes film, the cruel summer singer added, it almost felt like the modern version of standing outside my window with a boombox, like, I want to date you. Do you want to go on a date with me? I made you a friendship bracelet. Do you want to date me? When Jason Kelce asked how she knew Travis wasn't actually crazy, Swift replied, it was wild, but it worked. I'm glad it worked. I'm just circling back to new heights to say thank you for this, while lovingly cupping his face as Kelce blushed. She explained that after a few conversations, she realized he genuinely wanted to get to know her in a very natural, down-to-earth way. The 14-time Grammy winner then shared the one question that left Travis Kelce completely speechless, though he never judged her for it. Swift said Kelce didn't hold it against her that she knew nothing about football and had a genuinely kind, non-judgmental nature. On our first date, I legitimately asked him what it was like when the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and he looked across the line of scrimmage and saw his brother standing 5 feet away from him, she said. The question floored Travis because that scenario was impossible. The brothers both play offensive positions and would never be on the field at the same time. He didn't even look at me, Swift laughed. I now know what an insane question that was. I thought everyone was out there at the same time. I didn't know what a first down was, what a tight end was. I fell in love with it, I became obsessed with it. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have become the internet's most adored couple, with a love story straight out of your favorite sports star x pop star novel. The duo has been living the dream. From Travis' support for Tay-Tay to the mastermind cheering for the Chiefs' tight end, they are everything hopeless romantics dream about. However, did you know that there was a genius who put the two exceptionally different personalities together? There is always a Cupid behind every romance, and for Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's epic fairy tale romance, it was none other than Kansas City Chiefs head coach, Andy Reid. Yes. You heard that right, it was Andy who helped bring the couple together. During the much-hyped podcast debut on New Heights alongside Travis and Jason Kelce, Taylor Swift and her beau discussed Andy's role in their relationship. Taylor Swift further explained that after Travis Kelce widely discussed her on the New Heights podcast back in 2023, several people reached out to her in support of him. Taylor called it, the shooting your shot heard around the world moment in the history of their relationship. She added that among the sea of TV supporters were Andy Reid, who had a long-standing friendship with I Am Gonna Get You Back singer's father, Scott Swift. Taylor told Travis, there were a lot of kinds of people whispering in my ear about you. That's not normal. There are people willing to just go to bat for you, and be like, you don't understand. This guy is incredible. It was a while ago when, in a conversation with The Athletic, Andy Reid commented on Taylor surprised the life of a Showgirl album announcement and used the moment to share his thoughts on the couple. He added that their relationship was a neat deal for both of them and stated how, with age, he values seeing his players settle down, find their person and build their families. Andy has been among the consistent voices who have supported the star couple. He was quoted as saying, my grandkids will be all over it. Both of them care about each other, and what a plus that is. If you're not a Swiftie, fans made and traded friendship bracelets at Era's tour shows. The tradition was inspired by a lyric from You're on Your Own, Kid. I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her, Travis said during the New Heights episode. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took it personal, he then joked. After that confession went public, Taylor privately reached out, and boy, did sparks fly between the two. However, the world didn't know Taylor and Travis were seeing each other until September 24, 2023, when she cheered him on at the Chiefs game against the Chicago Bears. Speaking to Time in December 2023, Taylor reflected on how their relationship began. This all started when Travis very adorably put me on blast on his podcast, which I thought was metal as hell, the singer-songwriter said. We started hanging out right after that. So we actually had a significant amount of time that no one knew, which I'm grateful for, because we got to know each other. By the time I went to that first game, we were a couple, she continued. Considering the couple have now been together for 2 years, Travis has said a lot about Taylor. The most recent thing the tight end said about his and Taylor's relationship was incredibly sweet though. Whenever I'm with her, it feels like we're just regular people. When there is not a camera on us, we're just two people that are in love, Travis told GQ on August 12, 2025. It can be perceived as something else because of how much it is talked about and how much we are tracked whenever we do go out, but I would say that it happened very organically even though from a media standpoint it was being tracked, he continued. Nothing I've ever done has been a controlled, organized process. When I say it was so organic, we fell in love just based off the people we were sitting in a room together with. We are two fun-loving people who have the morals to appreciate everyone for who they are. We share all those values. It kind of just took the F***K off. The internet lost its mind when Taylor appeared on Travis' podcast New Heights on August 13, 2025. Mainly because during the podcast episode, Taylor announced her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. But also because the couple were adorable throughout the entire episode. For instance, Taylor said blue was such a nice color on Travis, and he replied, "It's the color of your eyes, sweetie." Another instance was when Travis comforted Taylor when she got emotional talking about buying her masters. Taylor Swift has openly gushed over her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, as she made her podcasting debut on New Heights alongside his older brother, Jason Kelce. During Wednesday's episode, which also featured the Grammy winner announcing her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, the pair discussed their relationship and how it first started almost 2 years ago. It all began when the Kansas City Chiefs tight end admitted on New Heights that he tried, and failed, to give Swift his number after attending one of her Eras Tour concerts. He revealed on July 26, 2023, that he made Swift a friendship bracelet, in line with Swiftie tradition, but he was left disappointed when things didn't go according to plan. He didn't even reach out to our management. He thought that, 'cause he knows the elevator lady, he could talk to her about just getting down to my dressing room, the Karma singer recalled. Despite his initial failed attempt, the two later got together, where Swift admitted that during their first few dates, it kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was standing outside my room with a boom box like, "I wanna date you." I was like, if this guy isn't crazy, which is a big if, this is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was a teenager, she said. I knew that he wasn't crazy the first couple of times that we talked. I was like, he's truly getting to know me in a way that's very natural, very pure, very normal. Just the way that he could make me laugh so immediately about normal things. Travis is a vibe booster in everyone's life that he's in. He's like a human exclamation point, she added. Travis also took the opportunity to praise his girlfriend as he told both the podcast listeners and her, "She makes me so much better. It's like I've known you forever, it's like you've knocked my socks off." The couple first confirmed dating rumors in September 2023, when the Mean singer attended a Chiefs game alongside Travis's mother, Donna, where she appeared to yell, "Let's F***ing go," in response to his third-quarter touchdown reception. Later, the two were filmed leaving Arrowhead Stadium together, with Kelce wearing a 1989-inspired denim outfit, no less. The two escaped the crowd in Kelce's convertible, according to photos and videos posted online, and he reportedly rented out a restaurant for a private, post-game celebration. Taylor Swift was a very supportive girlfriend when Happy Gilmore 2 came out last month, posting an Instagram story raving about the film in which her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, has a small part. But some fans have theorized that Swift has a secret cameo in the movie as well. Entertainment Tonight initially dug in and debunked the rumor, then Swift shut it down herself during her appearance on Kelce's podcast, New Heights. The theory started because, at one point in the movie, Kelce appears shirtless and covered in honey as a bear approaches him. Fans thought Swift could be in the animal costume. However, someone is credited for the role, stuntman Brandon Allen Smith, whose IMDb listed him as the bear performer in the film. This is one of those ones where Will, Travis and I send it to each other and be like, "Hey, did you hear I was the bear in there?" He's like, "Yeah, you hear we bought a house in Lake Como?" At this point, we're just like, of course they think I'm inside of a bear costume. I'm honored to be thought of in that context because I loved that movie so much. I watched it multiple times, loved it so much. Whoever did the bear acting was exquisite performance. Happy Gilmore 2 began production on September 9, 2024, and wrapped around early December. Swift was on her Eras tour through December 8, 2024, although the singer had a break between August 21 and October 17. Still, no footage or photos of Swift on set have surfaced. In the behind-the-scenes clip of the bear scene that Netflix shared, the singer is nowhere in sight. Swift still had glowing things to say about the project on her Instagram story when it came out. She wrote, "Happy Gilmore 2 had me cackling and cheering the whole movie. An absolute must-watch, 13 out of 10, go watch it on at Netflix as soon as possible." Honeypot, her post came one day after Kelce posted a series of photos of them together, marking his first time sharing shots of Swift on his Instagram account. A source later told People that the milestone post was intentional. They've been private in their own way, but this was his way of showing how serious things have become. They're in a really solid place and more in sync than ever. Like an anti-Victoria Beckham, noted hater of her husband's football career, Taylor Swift has appeared on her NFL boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast to discuss her upcoming 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, to be released on October 3rd. If listening to meatheads blabber for 2 hours while the world's biggest star benevolently gives their viewership numbers an artificial bump isn't your idea of a good time, just know that Taylor gave us vital details around the new album. Here's our premature evaluation. Let's face it, The Life of a Showgirl is already on track to be Taylor Swift's third best album thanks to 2 words, Max Martin. The Swedish pop supremo and his producing partner Shellback, who were responsible for the best bits on Swift's best albums, Reputation and 1989, yes, in that order, are the credited producers on every track on the new album, confirming what everyone suspected after Swift this week shared a Spotify playlist highlighting their biggest hits for her, from 22 to Wildest Dreams. On her boyfriend's podcast, Swift said she recorded the album in Sweden during the European leg of her Eras tour and promised bangers. It proves that Taylor reads her own reviews. After the Matty Healy-yearning fizzer that was the Tortured Poets department, the critical consensus was that her once fruitful relationship with producer Jack Antonoff had run its course, stalled at mid-tempo moodiness, and that she needed a refresh. Returning to the glory of your might seem a reductive move, but let's not forget that Max Martin doesn't sleep. His recent work on Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine and The Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow, including the pre-album smash Dancing in the Flames, show he's still got the sweet-est touch. Doing it with a broken heart? The highlight of Taylor's Tortured Poets era, beyond proving she has great taste in men, was I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, the album's second single and longest charting hit. Its success surely inspired Taylor's latest pop pivot. She added the song to her Eras tours last year, complete with a showgirl aesthetic, feathers, canes and old Hollywood glamour, which led me to assume that Taylor loved Margot Robbie's Babylon. The Life of a Showgirl's album cover, showing a sexy Swift near drowning in a bathtub, seems to point to that song's ideas, the lonely grind behind the glamorous pop life. As do the album's typically evocative track titles, including The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor and Cancelled. Bubblegum pop with a sour center, it's the best flavor. But is it a head fake? On the podcast, Swift said the album was inspired by the infectiously joyful, wild, dramatic place I was in my life during her Eras tour and Kelce courtship, and said that effervescence has come through on this record. Okay, so why are you drowning in a bathtub on the cover, surrounded by the font from Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette then? The tabloids, eager for headlines, have suggested Taylor takes a stab at her one-time best friend, actor Blake Lively, who had dragged Swift into her legal drama with It Ends With Us director Justin Baldoni last year. There are Easter eggs about how she overcame the drama with Blake. And she does in her own way address people who believed her relationship with Travis was a PR stunt, an insider told the Daily Mail. They also said Swift, who endorsed Kamala Harris in the U.S. presidential election last year, gets political on the album. Taylor has a point to prove and is ready to silence people who said her career has broke because she went woke, the insider said, which is definitely the kind of sentence a trustworthy human might tell a tabloid magazine. Recession pop, escapist pop built on hedonistic hooks and booming BPMs, a rejoinder to a depressing political and cultural landscape, has returned to rule the charts, and you can't fault Swift for wanting her piece. Lady Gaga had an acclaimed return, reheating nachos, from her pop past, including How Bad Do You Want Me, a hit that blatantly channeled 1989-era Swift. Meanwhile, Swift's protégée Sabrina Carpenter, the only other artist set to be featured on The Life of a Showgirl, suddenly became music's biggest star with her brand of playful, slinky pop. Taylor Swift shared personal Kansas City memories, football moments, and stories from her relationship with Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce during her appearance on the New Heights podcast. While the interview began with the background of her relationship with Kelce, she spoke about becoming a football fan and rooting for the Chiefs. Swift said she broke the news of the Chiefs drafting Texas wide receiver Xavier Worthy in the 2024 NFL Draft to Kelce. I became a person who was running through the halls of my house screaming, "We drafted Xavier Worthy." Swift also discussed attending her first Chiefs game, which came on September 25, 2023, against the Chicago Bears at Arrowhead Stadium. "We walked right into the game," Swift said of her first game at Arrowhead Stadium. "We just played here 3 months ago and we went a different way." She also recalled the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, watching from a suite where people are body slamming each other after Mecole Hardman's game-winning touchdown. "Every memory of that moment is intact," she said. Swift also spoke about Chiefs coach Andy Reid's claim that he played matchmaker in their relationship. "Whatever Andy Reid says is, we're going to stand by," Swift said. "If he says it, that's happened. He's been friends with my dad." Swift said Reid was among those vouching for Kelce. Calling Reid the most iconic, legendary coach of all time, Swift also praised his leadership style, saying it's done without aggression and losing his voice. But Kelce added, "He'll rip you apart." Before Wednesday's episode aired, Reid spoke about the couple during the team's media availability at training camp. "Both of them like each other, and what a plus that is. They care about each other, and I think that's the most important thing," Reid said. "The older you get, you want these guys to have somebody they can settle down with and that whole deal. So I think it's a neat deal for them, both of them." She was in Kansas City when she learned she could purchase her original music masters from a former record label. "It was a couple months after the Super Bowl," she said. "We're in Kansas City and I get a call from my mom and she's like, 'You got your music.'" Kelce was playing video games at the time of the phone call. "He puts his headset down and he's like, 'Guys, gotta go,' and I think he thought something was wrong," she said. "And you come up and I'm just like, I got all my music back. Then, just start absolutely heaving crying." While we already knew Travis' shortened version of how he tried and failed to first meet Taylor Swift, the pop superstar shed some further light on the series of events that led to their relationship. "It was such a wild romantic gesture to just be like, 'I want to date you,'" Swift joked in regard to Travis' on-air revelation that he tried to get backstage at her concert. "This dude didn't get a meet and greet, and he's making it everyone's problem. That's what I thought at first." She continued, "You realize he didn't even reach out to our management. When this podcast came out, I was like, did he ever reach out to be in the VIP tents, or did we know he was in the building? He came with Pat Mahomes, Travis' teammate, and he thought that because he knows the elevator lady, he could talk to her about just getting down into my dressing room." Swift went on to detail the experience through her eyes, saying that, due to her not being an online person, it felt like she was in a movie. This felt like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie, and he was just standing outside my window with a boombox, being like, "I want to date you." This is sort of what I've been writing songs about, what I've wanted to happen to me since I was a teenager, Taylor said, to which Kelce quipped, and I was sitting there at the Eras tour listening to every single one of those songs, like, I know what she wants me to do. Even still, it seems Swift needed a little convincing before she reached out to Travis in return. She'd heard through friends that Kelce had mentioned her on his podcast, and was trying, desperately, to get her number. Well, to start, it turns out Travis has good word of mouth. My cousins were like, please, he's amazing, Taylor recounted. There was a lot of people whispering in my ear about you, and that's not normal. There are people just willing to go to bat for you. Meanwhile, Travis' coach at the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, claims he introduced them. Whatever Andy Reid says, we're gonna stand by, Taylor joked. That's what happened. Reid was a longtime friend of Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, and although she didn't really know he was a legend in the sports world, she said she always had a really positive vibe from him. It turns out, Andy Reid vouched for Travis, and Taylor took his word. So, in the words of Jason Kelce, how did you know he wasn't crazy? I knew he wasn't crazy the first couple of times that we talked. I was just like, he's truly getting to know me in a way that's very natural, very pure, very normal. Also, the way he could make me laugh so immediately. Travis is just a vibe booster in everyone's life that he's in. He's like a human exclamation point. Unfortunately, we still don't have an exact timeline for when the date occurred, but we do have some adorable details about how the fortuitous first date unfolded. To start, Taylor fumbled a question about the NFL, showing her new beau that she was definitely not a sports fan. But, as Taylor went on to explain, Travis didn't mock her for asking the question she now admits was insane, instead patiently explaining the realities of the game. I'm forever thankful for you diving into the football world, Kelce said. Watch Taylor's entire New Heights podcast episode below. During her August 13th appearance on the New Heights podcast, the Grammy winner shared how she's gotten close with the whole Kelce family, including boyfriend Travis Kelce's brother Jason, his wife Kylie Kelce and their daughters Wyatt, 5, Elliot, 4, Bennett, 2, and Finley, for months. In fact, she's even introduced them to her cats Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson and Benjamin Button. Now, Taylor has made it her personal mission to try to have Jason add a cat to their clan, even though he hilariously told his daughters they're poisonous. It was actually really a great challenge, because as soon as I got the kids around the cats, it was my goal to prove to them that they weren't poisonous, she shared. And there's no better way to prove that than to just hand them Benjamin, my ragdoll cat who lets humans hold him like he's a baby. The Red singer continued, the cats are so good with kids. They're just like, Meredith is here. I'm like, yup, and you know what, she didn't bite you at all, did she? And if she did bite you, she wouldn't be poisonous. They're like, that's not what our dad said. Her bond with the Kelce family traces back to the first time they met, as she noted, I'll always remember meeting you for the first time, Jason. To that, Jason asked, what was that first impression like? Did you know I was told to be on my best behavior? While Taylor shared she didn't know what you were told, she delved into one of the first experiences she had with Jason while cheering on Travis at the AFC Championship game in January 2024, where Kylie had to set him straight following a crazy idea of his during the Chiefs game against the Buffalo Bills. I did know that one of the first things I saw was you say to Kylie, I was just shotgunning beers with the Bills Mafia, and I really want to go through one of the fire tables, I want to jump through it, I want to jump onto the flaming table, she recalled. And she goes, okay. Can we not do that right now? She continued, since then, I've heard her say that exact thing to your 4-year-old. Jason replied, that's a common phrase. Ultimately, Taylor shared that the couple was exactly what she expected. So, I meet you, you're exactly as I thought you would be, Kylie is exactly as I thought she would be, just like the realest, the smartest, the coolest," she emphasized. "You're fantastic, obviously, you know that." And joining their football family has only brought more joy to her life. "I love this new world that Travis has shown me," she shared. "It's so fun, it's so exciting." For more revelations from Taylor's New Heights appearance, keep reading. As the couple's love story goes, Travis Kelce landed on the Taylor Swift's radar when he shared his frustrations in failing to give her a friendship bracelet with his number on it at Eras Tour's Arrowhead Stadium stop on a July 2023 New Heights podcast episode. Well, according to Taylor, Travis didn't even reach out to her management to set up a possible meeting in the first place. He thought because he knows the elevator lady, that he could just talk to her about getting down to my dressing room, she quipped in an August 2025 New Heights episode. "He really was just like, I know a guy. I can figure this out." As for the friendship bracelet, Taylor said she's still never seen the original. Travis added, "They didn't leave the stadium because I was but hurt." Travis detailed the exact moment he knew he wanted to date Taylor, telling her on his podcast, "If I would have never gone to that show and been mesmerized and just been captivated, and then left with such a desire to want to meet you, I would have never went on here and told everybody how but hurt I was." Explaining how he was so engulfed in the curiosity of Taylor, the athlete continued, "You see how crazy you can get an entire stadium going, and then I get you in a room and it's like I've known you forever." It was a sentiment shared by Taylor, who responded, "I felt the same exact way about you. Whatever Andy Reid says, we're gonna stand by," Taylor responded. That's what happened. She revealed that her dad Scott Swift has been longtime friends with the Kansas City Chiefs coach, so Andy has been coming to her concerts for years. Noting that her dad is the most social man who's ever been born, Taylor explained that she's always had a really positive vibe when interacting with Andy. "I didn't really know what the sports were that he was doing, but I knew that that was my dad's friend Andy Reid," she added. "I now know that he is the most iconic, legendary coach of all time." Ultimately, Andy vouched for Travis, and a lot of Taylor's family and friends also put in a good word after he decided to shoot his shot on New Heights. "My cousins were like, please please please, he's amazing," Taylor recalled. "There was a lot of people whispering in my ear about you, and that's not normal. There are people just willing to go to bat for you." The Grammy winner admittedly fumbled on asking the Kansas City Chiefs tight end a football question during their first date. "I legitimately asked him what it was like when the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl and he looked across the field," Taylor recalled, "and saw his brother standing 5 feet away." 2 years later, Taylor realized it was an insane question to ask since the brothers were never on the field at the same time due to their positions. Still, she said Travis patiently explained the game, leading her to develop a passion for the sport. "He was like, actually, I'm on the offense and my brother is on the offense. I'm only on the field the same time as the defense," she recounted. "I thought everyone was on there at the same time." While announcing her 12th album would arrive October 3, 2025, Taylor said that she selected just 12 songs for the life of a showgirl to keep the bar really high and make the record just right, with a holistic theme, so no, there won't be more songs coming. The inspiration was about going behind the curtain of the Eras tour. "This album was about what was going on behind the scenes in my inner life during this tour," Taylor said, "which was so exuberant and electric and vibrant." She continued, "It just comes from the most infectiously joyful, wild, dramatic place I was in my life, so that effervescence has come through on this record." On her days off from the tour, Taylor worked with hitmakers Max Martin and Shellback in Sweden to create these infectious anthems, including the titular track with Eras tour opener Sabrina Carpenter. Travis admitted he's heard every song and called them 12 bangers. In addition to The Life of a Showgirl, the tracks will be The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, Opalite, Father Figure, Eldest Daughter, Ruin the Friendship, Actually Romantic, $T, Wood, Cancelled, and Honey. A huge green flag, Taylor noted, is that Travis has had the same friends since he was probably 4 years old. And he's incredibly good at maintaining friendships, and he's so loyal, and his friends are equally loyal. And after bonding with his pals in the NFL box at Arrowhead Stadium, she added, they're the funniest, most hilarious group of people. And Taylor's game day behavior impressed Travis, too. You want to talk about green flags? He quipped. The first game she went to, the Bears game, she literally went through the front door of the stadium, though general admission. That move immediately convinced him she was down to become part of Chiefs Kingdom. I was just like, oh, she's just in it. She's down for the ride. She's here for the fun. How Travis Kelce taught Taylor Swift football. Another thing Taylor appreciates about her NFL star boyfriend? The fact that he didn't judge her for her lack of football knowledge. You're so non-judgmental about people, and you weren't judgmental about the fact I knew nothing about the world you were in, she told Travis. I didn't know what a first down was. I didn't know what a tight end was. And while Travis responded, I am forever thankful for you diving into the football world wholeheartedly, Taylor noted she did more than dive in. I became obsessed with it, she said. My friends were like, who body snatched you? Taylor Swift's Granny St. hobbies. I'd say all my hobbies could be categorized as hobbies you could have had in the 1700s, Taylor quipped. I like to sew, I specialize in children's purses and baby blankets. I love to paint. I love to cook. In fact, she admitted that she has a different baking obsession every 6 months, with sourdough being the one that's taken up my life during the episode's recording. I'm always baking bread and texting my friends like, can I send you some bread? Taylor added. I'm on sourdough blogs. There's a whole community of us, and I didn't know it. Speaking about her love of baking, the blank space singer shared she's been working on creating a new variety of sourdough bread for Jason and wife Kylie Kelce's young daughters Wyatt, Elliot, Bennett, and Finley. There's one I've been workshopping for the girls because they love everything rainbow, funfetti sourdough, she revealed. Because they love sprinkles. We put sprinkles in everything when we hang out. Bread aside, Taylor also bonded with Jason's girls through her cats Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benajman Button. It was actually really a great challenge, because as soon as I got the kids around the cats, it was my goal to prove to them that they weren't poisonous, she shared. And there's no better way to prove that than to just hand them Benjamin, my ragdoll cat, who lets humans hold him like he's a baby. Taylor bought the master recordings of her first 6 albums, Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989 and Reputation, in May 2025 after a years-long battle to obtain them. Before striking the deal with Shamrock Capital, the Bad Blood artist had her mom Andrea Swift and brother Austin Swift handle the negotiations, rather than send lawyers or management. I'm in the business of human emotion, so I would so much rather lead heart first in something like this, she tearfully explained, because to me this isn't something like, I want to own this asset because of its return. I want it because these are my handwritten diary entries from my whole life. So, Taylor said her family told Shamrock, all the times we've tried to buy it, all the times it's fallen through, all the times we had gotten plans together and figured out something we thought was gonna work and then it didn't at the last minute. How Taylor Swift plans her Easter eggs. There's do's and don'ts, she noted. I'm never going to plant an Easter egg that ties back to my personal life. It's always going to be towards music, something I have coming up. And while she jokingly admitted that the practice has become a little Zodiac killer, Taylor said she'll keep dropping clue as long as fans enjoy them. I want Easter eggs to be a certain thing where if you are a part of the fandom and you want to experience music in a normal way, then you don't even see these, she said. If you know, you know. According to Taylor, the idea of having Travis join her on stage all started out as a bit. It was a, wouldn't it be funny if, kind of thing, she explained. But when we were talking about it, I saw that little twinkle in his eye. But for Travis, it was anything but a joke. As he noted, I was serious in a terrifying fashion. The Cruel Summer hitmaker recorded her 12th studio album with producers Max Martin and Shellback during the European leg of her Eras tour. According to Taylor, she would fly to Sweden to record whenever there was a multi-day break in between shows. This album was about what was going on behind the scenes in my inner life during this tour, she explained, which was so exuberant and electric and vibrant. That's why Taylor said the album is filled with bangers. It just comes from the most infectiously joyful, wild, dramatic place I was in my life, she added, so that effervescence has come through on this record. She explained that the cover art, taken by Myrta Lass and Marcus Pigott, who also worked on her Reputation photo shoot, represented her mood after getting into the bath at the end of the night after performing on the Eras tour. How Taylor Swift handles rumors and criticism around Travis Kelce romance. "We don't," she bluntly put it. "Anything you feed your brain, it will internalize. Anything you feed the internet, it will kill. I've been in the music industry for 20 years. It's pretty hard to hurt my feelings at this point." In fact, Taylor quipped, "Something can be about me, my name can be in the actual headline, and it can still be none of my business." Explaining that she's been about to mediate a really healthy relationship with not seeing a whole lot on social